Look at everything they did. You know, they locked you down. They told you you couldn't do this. They told you you couldn't do that. You can't go to supermarkets. You can't go to restaurants. You can't go to the beach. You can't go to the parks. But, oh, go and protest for Black Lives Matter. Yes, we'll let you do that because it's a noble cause. If the pandemic was real and the virus was real, they would never have approved the protests, folks. I can't say it's a noble cause, so the virus has gone away. If there was a virus, they wouldn't have approved the protests. I mean, it should be so obvious to people. I don't know why people can't get it. It should be obvious to them. How many of the announcers you see on the news are even real? How much of what you see on television is real at all, folks? You know, isolation is one of the most cruelest forms of punishment that they do to people in prison. What they're doing is they're putting the entire world into prison with these ridiculous rules that they're putting in place. So you can't just say, well, that's no good, I'm not going there, and walk away. You've got to complain about it. You've got to say to them, I want to see the manager, I want to talk to the manager, I want to know who's putting these rules in place, because this is reckless endangerment of the public health, it's psychological abuse of children. If this is being done by someone calling themselves an education minister, we need the name of this education minister so they can explain themselves to us, because this is psychological abuse of children. This is reckless endangerment of the public health on so many levels, not just physically, but also emotionally, psychologically. When you go to these places such as a Ventura County shopping center where you actually have to wear a mask to enter the shopping center, tell them, well, no, actually it's bad for my health to wear a mask. So if you're claiming that I have to do something that's bad for my health in order to enter your establishment, this is reckless endangerment of the public health. I'd like to know who gave you that order. And then, you know, get your manager. And then the manager comes out, say, well, I'd like to know where the legislation comes from. I need the name of the politician because I want to press charges against them for reckless endangerment of the public health. And then ring up that politician's office and say, what you're doing is reckless endangerment of the public health. Can you show cause, or you should not be held accountable and prosecuted for what you're doing? I expect the world to be in full lockdown easily within the next 18 months to 2 years. You know, it's our choice as to whether to go into this smart system, whether to allow ourselves to be led into this smart system, but the choices that we make are by our everyday actions, by what we do, whether we choose to use this smart technology and allow it to thus lead us to an inevitable conclusion, which will be a complete and total lockdown of humankind coming very, very quickly, and will actually be finalised and all on board and up and running easily within the next couple of years. Within the next 18 months to 2 years, this is where the world will be if we do not be aware of the choices that we are making every day. The social distancing that we had to carry out for 2 weeks in order to protect us from the terrible pandemic. As I've said so many times, the reaction that the government has undertaken as a response to this alleged pandemic has been far worse than the pandemic itself. And now they're coming for your children. You know, I said way back in the beginning, folks, this isn't going away. This new normal, this social distancing is what they want to do forever now. They're even teaching it to schools here in Australia. Grade 2 students in Australia are being taught the COVID song about how to respect social distancing, and there are penalties for not applying by it, and we're scared of this invisible boogeyman. Like I said, folks, it's the complete destruction of childhood. And as I said, it's not going away. You know, we've got pop-up shops happening now, folks, pop-up stores, new novelty stores which will supply you with everything you need for COVID. Basically everything you need to show the world that you're completely stupid. And you even get scanned when you walk into these stores, folks, but it's okay being scanned because you're being scanned in a really cool, high-tech way. Like I've often said, I can find more evidence that this is a holographic universe than anything else. I can find more evidence that we're involved in a game more than anything else. And, you know, the one thing that you came here to do is to die. That's a given. So what's your fear in standing up and speaking out against this system? What, you're scared they're going to kill you? You're going to die anyway. That's what you came here to do. So What are they going to just repress your life and repress your life and repress your life until you're sitting there coward and just sitting there in this little bubble, not experiencing life at all, and stay like that until you die? No, I won't do that. I prefer to just die now, because I have no fear of death. This is a temporary experience. It's all part of a game anyway. It seems like that. I mean, and I'm immortal. I'm eternal. You can't kill me. You might be able to hurt this vessel that I inhabit for this experience, but you can't hurt me. So where's the fear? What is there to be afraid of? And if this is a temporary experience and you're only here for, the period it takes for your life to live itself out, well, you have no stake in what this race does or what this place becomes or what happens. I mean, why worry about it? What is there to be stressed out about? I think there are so many non-active players and non-playing characters involved here as well that, it's really all about your journey through this realm and what you do with it, what you do with the experience that comes to you, the emotional state that you're in, the information you have to take away with you when you leave this realm. So what is there to stress about? I mean, I get frustrated at seeing the people around me, but I don't have any fear of this system. I don't have any stress for what the outcome may be. I can see a better way, but if the human race chooses to destroy itself, hey, it's not my problem. I did everything I could to suggest a better way. But ultimately, it's about my journey through the realm and what I do with that experience, and it's the same for everybody, so why stress on it, folks? As I've often said, enlightenment is a destructive process, and if you don't really want to see how deep and how dark the shadow is, well, you shouldn't look into the blackness to begin with.